This is good old Grandmaster Evan, and this is the Anonymous Republic Network. I said it last night, and it's happening now. We've had two shootings within a couple of days from one another, and every time, I've said this last night. Okay, I've said this last night. I'm going to say it again. Every time when there's a damn shooting, okay? Every goddamn time there's a shooting, Democrats want to go after the citizens, the legal gun owners, not the criminals, the constitutionally protected gun owners, the law-abiding gun owners. And Democrats always been anti-gun, period. Democrats have always been anti-Second Amendment. Okay? Now, again, how many shootings did we have since Columbine? Okay? How many shootings did we have since Columbine? For the last 23 years. And how many shootings since Columbine were politically motivated for gun control? I mean, not, but let me rephrase. How many shootings were used for a political motivation for gun control? Democrats can say we need gun control. We need gun control. No, we need asshole control. We need dumbass control, not people control. Don't need that. Don't need it. Some Republicans behind the scenes are also anti-gun. Think about it. Think about it. Now, Joe Biden, creepy, sleepy Joe Biden, dementia Joe. I'm sorry. Creepy dementia Joe Biden says he insulted the Second Amendment. He says it ain't just. Look, Dementia Joe. Okay, we're all going to call him that from now on. Dementia Joe Biden. And his son, Crackhead Hunter Biden. You know, Beto O'Rourke just ended his run as governor because what he did, just because he knows he's losing in the race for governor. Okay, he lost in the race for the Senate seat that's being held up by Ted Cruz, and what killed his run for president was he said, yes, we're going to go for AR-15s and AK-47s. Hey, Puto O'Rourke. The AR-15 is a 22-round shooting rifle. It's not what you dumbasses think it is. An AR-15 shoots only a 22 round. Very small bullet. And by any chance you use it in a gunfight against people who have rounds like a 9mm or 45 or 44 caliber, you're going to be cut down within 10 to 15 minutes. Okay? So that is what killed his run as president. Running for president, because they thought, yeah, he about fucking time. No. Because you didn't see one Democrat say that. Because they backed off. They backed off because they knew if they said that, their run's over. And by saying that, he killed his run. This guy wants to be famous. He hasn't been relevant in his life at all. Beto O'Rourke has not been relevant in his life. He's like the dumbed down version of Anthony Weiner, but except instead of showing his cock, he ain't got a lot of brains up there, man. No. No. See, Democrats want to take away your look. This is a guy who's in office right now, and he talked about the majority. The people are the majority. Okay, the people are the majority. Not these politicians, not these idiots in office. We the people are the majority. Okay. We have the power to vote these cocksuckers out of office, man. No bullshit. But when they start talking about gun control, it's going to kill. Look, they could talk about gun control all they fucking want, and we don't give a shit. Because look, every time there's a shooting, we need gun control. No, we don't. When somebody comes up with a solution that may work, Democrats will filibuster it, say, we need 60 to 70 votes. No, you don't. Stop with this grab for power bullshit, because you ain't going to get it. You're not going to get that power, man, because even your shit can get filibustered back. Rand Paul, for 24 hours straight, he filibustered the Democrats' shit. 24 straight hours, he filibustered that shit, man. He filibustered. And then they get their way. You know? Because with Rand Paul, there's a little bit of Ron Paul in the guy. But Beto O'Rourke is one stupid son of a bitch. And parents that had allegedly had kids that were killed in Sandy Hook weren't. I understand you want to help support the families that lost their loved ones, but here's the thing. Let's talk about Sandy Hook for a moment here. I named off some red flags last night. Okay? There's a video documentary titled We Need to Talk About Sandy Hook. We need to talk about Sandy Hook. It was done by 4 independent reporters, journalists. Okay? Now, my question is, one of the red flags I mentioned was, where is the ambulance. If the kids were fucking shot, where was the ambulance? Why was the cop cars blocking the entrance for the ambulance? Right? Where was the ambulance and why was the entrance blocked by cops? They didn't move them. They didn't move them. If there was a shooting, where's the ambulance? Right? Where's the ambulance? Where is the fucking ambulance at, man? To come in and you know, I mean, there could have been at least 3, 4, 5 ambulances there to take the kids to the hospital or someplace where, you know. But also one of the red flags was the coroner said the parents are not allowed to see their kids that were allegedly killed. Why? Maybe they want to see their kids to identify them. That's 2 red flags. And then you had this Emma Gonzalez, who was allegedly a witness at the shooting in Parkland High School. At Stillman Douglas High School. The same dumb broad who enjoyed her mental fame. They're all spy. They were there enjoying their 50 minutes of fame. Which they don't deserve. They're on talk shows. They're on this Woe Is Me tour. The Woe Is Me tour. But the kids who are pro-gun were denied a voice. So why are these witnesses who was there were allowed to have a say-so in what, I thought, except for the pro-gun students? They were denied everything, a voice. Why were they denied a voice? And plus, why did CNN have a town hall meeting? Okay, check this out. Okay, now CNN. CNN had this town hall meeting, and they wanted the students who were there. Okay, that they were there, and they wanted to write. Okay, they had the students write the questionnaires. Okay, one kid blew the whistle on this one because he had his questions, but CNN producers said, we're going to give you a question to ask. And he was denied asking any questions because CNN, this was a scripted event. And it was politically motivated. This kid wasn't allowed to ask a question because they wouldn't let him ask a question. I would have hid the question that I written and pulled it out on live TV. That's what I'll do. But everything has to be politically motivated, like these shootings, Okay. which is really, really chicken shit, you know, really chicken shit. And they want gun control. Well, I'm sorry. Gun control means you want to go after the law-abiding citizens who has a constitutional right to defend themselves against idiots like this kid who shot up and killed 18 little kids. And they're going after gun manufacturers. Why? Why are you going after the citizens and gun manufacturers who had nothing to do with the shooting? You go after the criminals that have the guns, you stupid motherfucker. Shit. You go after them because you don't go after the citizens, okay? Because look at this. You have gangbangers, like gang members, right? Crips and the Bloods. You have 18. Look, you have gangs all over the country, okay? They're going to keep their firearms, right? And these are the kind of weapons that would totally outgun cops, okay? Period, bar none. Now, only way to take the guns away from these gangs is send in people that were trained to go in and take this shit. Okay? But the question is, the reason why cops ain't going to do it because the department has their hands tied. Okay? Right now, crime is getting at an all-time low in major cities. Okay? In certain cities. And the reason is it's politically ran by people on the left. You look at Baltimore. Baltimore is a democratically controlled city, controlled by Democrats, always have been. And the Democrats have a black mayor, a black police chief. The whole entire city council is black and Democrat. And they are going along with the political script, the Democratic script. You control a city, you control your citizens. Period. Now, race isn't the fact in this one. It's political bullshit. That's the factor here. Political bullshit, bar none, nonetheless. Okay? Yeah, Chicago, like Baltimore, controlled by a Democrat. When was the last time a Republican to control held a mayoral seat? Hardly, because Chicago is a Democratic-controlled city. You know, you have Kenosha, controlled by Democrat. You know, the shootings. Look. 18. I know what it's like to be 18 years old. I do. But the one thing is this. I never owned a gun. Never bought a gun. Never fired a gun. Only gun I ever fired was a BB gun. A BB gun. And a pellet gun. I bet anything that the Democrats are going to go beyond gun control. Okay, they're going to want to ban BB guns and pellet guns. Watch this. Give it time. Anybody who owns a pellet gun or a BB gun, be ready, because they're going to go for your guns too. Oh yeah. Because every time there's a shooting, they talk about gun control. Every damn time. Every damn time. Like today, there's a third attempt, but lucky the gun was empty. Okay, some dumb shit took a empty gun to school and was caught with it. Now, the one thing that I hope, but probably won't happen, is that some Democrats would come to their senses and think about human life for a change, instead of using the shootings as a political point, a political agenda. Because Ted Cruz had his idea for bulletproof doors, windows for schools, and it'll be a $1.3 billion grant to install metal detectors, bulletproof doors, windows, and make it where if you were a shooter, it'll be hard for you. You have to make it hard. You have to make it hard for anybody to bring a weapon to school. You have to make it hard as possible can be. Democrats need to shut the fuck up and actually have common sense. Look, Democrats has always been anti-gun, but yet they want to go after the citizens who constitutionally rightfully owns guns, for defense, against criminals. And what they're doing is they're protecting the criminals, and there has to be somebody with common sense on that side of the aisle. Look, if you do not want anybody to get shot anymore, look, Democrats have enough money to buy security for themselves. They have Dianne Feinstein, who also owns a weapon. She has her own security. Yeah. Nancy Pelosi, she has her own security. Democrats have their own security. Oh yeah. The ones with the big money, oh yeah. They hire their own security. But yet, they don't care about us citizens, okay? They don't. Never have, never will. They only care about themselves and their own agenda. Democrats don't give a good goddamn about you. All they care about is your vote to stay in office. They're willing to throw out to you fake promises, fake shit, for you to vote for them to keep them in office. And some of you who vote Democrat are fucking stupid for falling for it. You need to pull your head out of your ass and clean the shit from your eyes and ears so you can actually see what the hell's going on and what you're falling for. Take off the blinders, pull your head out of your ass, remove the shit from your ears, and actually pay the fuck attention, man. Because you're not. You're not. Capiche? Subsky? You know? Because you're blinded by stupidity. You're deaf to stupidity. And could you imagine they took guns away from Elmer Fudd and Yosemite Sam? Two cartoon characters that have been around forever. I've seen them. Some of you have seen these cartoons for years. We all grew up watching Warner Brothers and shit, you know. We all watched Elmer Fudd shoot Daffy Duck in the face and shit, and hear about Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck saying, "Duck season, rabbit season," all shit. And then all of a sudden, Daffy says, "Duck season." Poof! That made us laugh. But also, Yosemite Sam, a cowboy. You know, big old mustache and shit. You know, scrawny little bastard, big old hat and shit. You know, oh, the 2,100 you know, that dude. You know, I mean, the thing is, it got so bad that somebody complained, "We need to take the guns from cartoon characters." It's a fucking cartoon. I mean, if you did that, you might as well cancel the Clone Wars or Rebels. You know, cancel Transformers or G.I. Joe and shit. You know, like cancel Duke Nukem, which would piss me the fuck off. I love Duke Nukem. That guy's funny as hell. Duke Nukem has his way with words. That dude's funny. Look, if I had the money, I would go out myself and buy a gun. Protect my family. No. I would get a permit to own and carry one. And then go get one to defend my family. But you know, but the thing is, we are all better than this. As a society, we're all better than this. You know? It's that shit all over again. You know, all over again. Right? All over again. 2 shootings. One that could have happened if the gun was loaded. You know, but you have copycats too. Copycats, right? Copycats who want to emulate the person or persons that did the shootings and shit, you know. They talked about it during the Aurora, Colorado shooting. Nothing was done. The Tucson shooting. Nothing was done. Was there gun control? None. Because all of it is just a political motivator. Political motivating. You know? After the shooting, we need gun control. No, we need asshole control. Then at the time, you had Pierce Morgan, who was against guns anyway. Because people hated them. Because we have more guns as citizens than people of the Philippines from back in the day. You know, I mean, we have more guns per capita today as citizens than, I mean, shit. I mean, we have more guns enough to combat the cartels, man. I mean, shit. Yeah, we have militias. Okay, we have militias in every state. Okay, we have militias along the southern border. We got the Minutemen along the border. And they're armed too. They're armed. They're armed. So, good luck taking their guns away, because they ain't gonna give them to you. I mean, stop going after the citizens, man. Go after the criminals who illegally have weapons illegally. You have gun traffickers. I mean, for example, look at Antifa. They're armed now. Go after them. But I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what now. If Antifa got into a gunfight with somebody, I tell you what, they would get cut down like that. No bullshit. Okay, no bullshit. Oh yeah, it's a fact. Big time. Oh yeah, big time. You know, because common sense, man, common sense would be a good factor into understanding if you just take a step back, you know, and realize Democrats are going to use certain events that happen as a political ploy to grab more power. They're going to grab more power. And people out of the woodworks will help with that. Emma Gonzalez, who looks like a Hispanic Chanel Connor. She looks like she shaved her head with a porcupine's ass. Oh yeah. Her and her witnesses, they're out there enjoying their celebrity and shit. David Hogg, who wasn't really a witness, who got caught lying, that made my fucking day. Do you know where David Hogg really was? Motherfucker was at home, watching it on TV as it happens. He got on his bike and had his little radio camera with him and shit. And how he snuck in? Because it's beyond anybody. Because the little bastard wasn't really there. Okay? David Hogg was at home when it happened. He saw it on TV. I'm gonna become famous. Got on his bike, got his camera, snuck in the school. Lucky he wasn't shot. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? This guy, who wasn't a witness, became a alleged witness. And when he raised his fist up in the air, it was like a little Hitler. A little Hitler. He did it for attention. He did it for attention. Because he wanted to be a center of attention. And the governor, Rick Scott of Florida, he lost. Of course, he lost the election. And but they interviewed David Hogg, and this little cocksucker was arrogant. He was arrogant, And where's he at now? Where's he at now? He's no longer relevant. He's been irrelevant for the last 4 years. Irrelevant. That means not important, not to be concerned about. Like Emma Gonzalez, who's now irrelevant. Never was irrelevant. What that means? Nobody cares. How many days did they in school? 21 days. 21 fucking days. 21 days of being out of school. Why? Because they all wanted their 15 minutes of fame, which honestly they don't deserve. They were on Ellen show. They were on Road Time with Bill Maher. They were enjoying their moment in the fucking sun. And the ones who followed them knew nothing about fucking guns. None of them do. Not one fucking person knew what guns were about, or even know how to work a fucking gun. They thought they did because they were following these little bastards who wanted to start this so-called this fake movement. They're all at this CNN-sponsored town hall meeting, which was all scripted and shit, And and they all ganged up on Dana Loesch because she's a member of the NRA. Scott Israel, who's talking like a fucking politician and shit. He's a fucking sheriff at the time. A very poor sheriff. Okay? He's at the time, he was Florida's version of the sheriff in LA County. Very corrupted motherfucker and shit, He got fired, but he demanded his job back, and he was going to sue to get his job back. Well, I'm sorry, dude. You fucked up. You fucked up as sheriff, man. As sheriff, you fucked up, dude. You lost your fucking job, dude, because you were a worthless piece of shit as a sheriff in Broward County. Anybody in Broward County were happy when he was booted and shit, right? They were all happy because the guy was a stupid motherfucker. A stupid motherfucker, man. Like, what the fucking hell is this guy a sheriff for? Okay? He reminded me of the police chief in Quartzsite, Arizona. Okay? Quartzsite, Arizona, man. Quartzsite, Arizona. What the fuck, dude? Let me explain some. Let me tell you what it's about here. Why I mentioned Quartzsite. There was a guy running for mayor of Quartzsite, Arizona. Of Quartzsite. And he was a farmer guy. And he was running. And when he became mayor, The city council, okay, the city council, took away his mayor power. They took his power away, and this was a city council that was fully blown corrupted, and they ended up not letting him do what he needs to do as mayor. And there was a police chief that was terrorizing the whole city of Quartzsite, Arizona. And they falsely arrested this one gal. She was a journalist, a assistant journalist. And so the police chief, well, what's the name? Something Gilbert, something Gilbert, and he was the police chief for a while. From what I got into, I got into the whole Quartzsite bullshit, and he terrorized citizens, man. And he wanted to talk to this one lady that he arrested not once but twice because she was investigating him. And what's funny is that his wife was having an affair with somebody. He found out, and he arrested the guy that was fucking his wife. Imagine that shit. And that story was on Freedom Watch, what was on Fox Business, which was on for a good couple of years or so. I watched it every day. And what caused the show to get canceled was something that Judge Napolitano said. They got the show canceled because it was a show that was. It started to gain numbers of audience, and I watch every day. And it had stories about cop watchers too. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I'll be honest here. Look, I'm happy we got First Amendment auditors. I'm glad we got cop watchers. But the one thing that bothers me, it bothers me a lot. There are certain cop watchers and First Amendment auditors that want to get into it because it's a financial gain for them. There are a lot that don't do it for financial reasons. They do it to hold people in power, whether you're in law enforcement or if you work for the city. Period. Okay. They want to hold you accountable. The money's the last thing on their mind. What's on their mind is that they want to hold government officials feet to the fire until you have good government. Not just federal, but also state and local too. You have corrupt people in office, local, state, and federal. Now, local is just as worse as the state government and federal, because you could create and build this corrupt career, and then when you reach the federal level, down the line, it will catch up to you. And we all have to have this common sense in our reality. Okay? We have to have this mindset to be able to know the difference between right and wrong. Okay? Justice and vengeance. Honesty, truth, and bullshit. But nobody wants to be held accountable for their actions. They want to be accountability free. Now we all remember that what Obama says. I'm the only president that had a scandalous free presidency. Let's rephrase it again. He said before he left office, he's had a scandal-free presidency. Bullshit. Every president has a scandal. Okay? There is no such thing as a scandal-free politician. Okay? Unless you manage to be scandal-free. Okay? Because no president has ever been scandal-free. Okay? Not one president has ever been scandal-free. Not one. Obama had scandals. Okay? He had scandals. Fast and Furious, right? The NDA he signed. National Detention Authorization Act. Right? And other shit. Okay? Now the question is, because was he really born here? Because I tell you what, that's going to be asked for the rest of our lifetime. Because they're going to go back and play that '08 footage over and over and over again. Now, here's the thing. If he was fully investigated, okay, I'll tell you what. If it was found not to be born here, and the full-blown truth got out, I mean, literally a full-blown truth that got out, holy shit. Because people that were involved in the birth certificate bullshit, they've all died. And what kept Bill and Hillary from talking about that? They threatened Hillary. No. They threatened Chelsea. Okay? They threatened Chelsea. They threatened to kill Chelsea if Bill and Hillary don't stop talking about it. So you don't hear them talk about it anymore, because through Chelsea, they threatened them to harm Chelsea. So that's why you don't hear them talk about it. Because right now, that's irrelevant right now. No, it's no longer worth. It became irrelevant for the last 6 years. Okay, nobody has talked about it at all. They've all stopped talking about it, which I could care less. I could care less, you know, because I don't give a shit. All I care about is what's happening now, not then. Now, about right now, not then. Because back then, fuck it, it's about right now. I could care fucking less about what happened back then. You know, that was then. That was 7 years ago. Not worth to talk about. It's over. It's done. No, it's done. Done. It's been done for 8-9 years now. It's done. No longer talk about it. Okay, it's over. Done. You know, but the thing is, no president has ever had a scandal-free presidency. No, not even one. Not even one. Not even one. Every president has scandals in their closet. I could probably tell you who's the worst president to have those scandals. There's two. George H.W. Bush and Bill Clinton. It's been, 20 years since Bill Clinton was in office. 20 years ago. 20 years. But yet, the Clinton family, the crime family, is still having people die under mysterious reasons. They've had nearly 50 plus on that list, dating back to the late 60s and shit. No. The first victim was a rape victim when Clinton was a Attorney General of Arkansas. She was his first victim. What happened to her body? Nobody knows. There's been Arkansas State Troopers that have been killed. Childhood friends, associates, been killed. Members of the cabinet were killed. Vince Foster, for one. He didn't kill himself because there was no gun residue on his hands, so he didn't kill himself. And that's been 30 years ago? Almost 30 years ago and shit? What about those boys that were killed on the train tracks? We all know that Clinton has ties to that shit because he controlled parts of Arkansas, huge part of Arkansas, while he was governor and shit. Do you think they ever go back to Arkansas? Oh, hell no. Fuck no. Because that it's been over 30 years. It's been 35 years since those boys were killed, man. The one thing that really got my attention was, look, I've been a wrestling fan my whole life, okay? I've been a wrestling fan my whole life. And I heard that legendary Billy Jack Hayes was there when those boys were killed and jumped on the tracks. Something was up. And a lot of people were questioning him and his chick that was locked up. You know, because she knew something. She knew something. And she testified, and the attorney that had an affair with her or offered with her was pissed off because when she testified, and was also a witness when a police detective, a new one, contacted her, talked to her, interviewed her, and everything else. He got pissed, and now he's locked up somewhere else now. The old DA and shit, you know, and shit, man, 35 years ago, holy shit. But the law enforcement in Arkansas don't want to investigate. They don't want it solved. Why not? Why not just get it over with? Solve this case, man. Look, let the people know who really killed these boys, man. Because right now, if they were alive, they'd be in their 50s right now. Way older than me. I'm 46. They would be way older than me. Okay? Way older than me. They'd be in their early to mid 50s, in their early 50s right now. They would be way older than me by a few years, man. By a huge few years and shit, you know. Holy shit, man. Democrats at its worst. Big time. Every shooting we have in this country, they want a goddamn gun control. All it is just another political ploy to take away your Second Amendment rights to defend yourself. That's bullshit, man. It's fucking bullshit. What needs to happen is these shootings need to stop being tools for gun control. Because I tell you what, it ain't gonna fucking happen, dude. It ain't gonna fucking happen. I'll tell you right now, it ain't gonna fucking happen, dude. Democrats can wish all they want for gun control, but here's the thing. We already have the assault weapons ban. Right? We have that. All I gotta do is re-ratify it as, you know, update it and shit. Update it. You know? But when you ask them what's an assault weapon, it's a weapon with a magazine capacity of 30 or more. No. Anything can be an assault weapon, from a knife, scissors, pipe, shovel, rolling pin, pot, chair, anything that's light enough to hit somebody with. But to keep putting a label assault weapon on a rifle. We need to ban AR-15. Go fuck yourself. An AR-15 shoots a 22 round. 22 is that fucking small right there. It's like that. 22. It's just the right round where you can hunt ground squirrels and shit. Shoot ground squirrels. Because I remember over 25 years ago or more, I used to see that at a friend's house up in Madeira. His dad would shoot a 22 rifle at ground squirrels, and we would see them fall. You know, he shoot around, boom, a squirrel's head, pew, explode. A little ground squirrel hit by 22. What is a 22 round going to do in a gunfight? Hardly anything, because it could be cut down within 10 to 15 minutes. That's right, 10 to 15 minutes. You won't even survive that long. No. And it's just a damn round. 22. 22. When you look at the M9, it shoots a 9mm. That's bigger than 22. Bigger than a 22. What's a 45? Bigger than a 9mm. What's a 44? That's a caliber smaller than a 45. What's 50 caliber? A Barrett 50 caliber rifle, man. That fucker's huge. It's about 10 times bigger than a 22 round. At 50 caliber, you can lose an arm. You can have your arm blown off from the. You can have your leg blown off with the 50 caliber round. You can lose a whole fucking leg, part of your leg, man, from the knee down. You can lose your arm from whatever. One shot from a 50 caliber round, you are gone. That will basically lift your ass up and say, dead. But everybody in the country knows that state the Second Amendment. They know what weapons they're allowed to have. If they want an AR-15, they're going to get an AR-15 because it's a civilian version of the M16 and the M4. You could get a civilian version of the M4. You could get a. Now, if I was to get a legal weapon, I would get a 1903 Springfield, which is a bolt action, and which I would get, or an M14. They have a surplus for an M14, which is a great hunting rifle, you know, semi-automatic, which means pull the trigger once, one round. But a full automatic, well, you hold the trigger one time and it fires. They'll even hold the trigger one time, multiple fires around. That's why most people get the semi-auto, because one fire round, if you pull the trigger one time, boom, boom, boom. Because nobody wants to fire. Nobody wants to own a full auto. The only time if you get a full auto if you modify the AR-15 to handle a full auto. No, but you have a better chance of getting a semi-auto legally, because the AR-15 is for hunting. I mean, you use it for hunting, you know. But Democrats are stupid when it comes to guns. Democrats are fucking stupid when it comes to guns. Because they don't know nothing about guns, period. Because most Democrats are fucking lawyers. Fucking lawyers, most of them. Most of them you see in office are all lawyers, man. They're all fucking lawyers. Right? Lawyers. Look at Rand Paul. He's a doctor. Doctor. Senator. He's a doctor. He still does doctor shit. You know? You have some that were in the military. I want to see somebody who's in the military that sticks to the principle of the Constitution, that fears nobody on the left, that has the balls to tell the Democrats to their face, shut the fuck up. Do your fucking job. We want somebody with fucking balls who has no fear of anybody in the establishment. Don't care if it's a fucking banker or a corporate cocksucker. They have to have balls and brains. Somebody that could just tell somebody, look, shut the fuck up, do your goddamn job. Let me do mine. I want somebody like that in office. Somebody with bigger balls than Donald Trump. I want somebody who has the bigger balls than Donald Trump, who has no fear, but also common sense, and would be afraid of nobody. And actually release every document of JFK assassination, the RFK assassination, every goddamn thing. Because people want to fucking know. We need somebody with the balls of Duke Nukem. Because I'll tell you what, not one politician has those balls. And no fear. Because everybody in office has that fear. Period. If somebody has the balls of Duke Nukem, I'll tell you what, we would be, China would fear us. China would fear us big time. Big time. But they will respect us. You know. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is good old Grandmaster Evan, and this has been the Anonymous Republic Network. If you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below, hit the bell for notification, and always live healthy, happy, and wise. I love you guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out. Godspeed.